There were a number of fires this morning. The biggest one, though, we saw was this one. It was a commercial fire that happened in the northeast part of town. Multiple fire crews still working that huge building fire. It is at East 9th Street in Van Brunt. Zach Tecklenburg is live at the scene with more. Zach.
Good morning, Curtis. Good news to report here that within just the past 15 minutes or so, firefighters seem to have finally knocked out the flames for good. As you can see, they're really going to work here, dousing the building, because every time it seemed like this fire was gone, you'd see more flames and more flames just shooting out of the windows through the smoke. Quite an unbelievable sight today, with flames probably shooting as high as 100 feet in the air. Now, we did just learn a little bit of interesting information. This building was vacant here at the corner of 9th and Van Brunt. I spoke to the realtor who's had this building listed for about the past year or so. He says in that past year they've had about 3 or 4 incidents with people coming in and stealing copper out of the building. So when he got the call this morning, that is the first thing that he suspected. And obviously a huge fire, and they're still on the scene today. Fire investigators will be inside the building once they can safely get in there to try and figure out what exactly caused it. But no one was inside at the time that they know of, so there are no injuries to report here. We'll be out here throughout the morning to give you any new developments as they become available. Live in Kansas City, Zach Tecklenburg, 41 Action News.
Hey, Zach, I got a question. You obviously had a chance to talk to some of the firefighters out there. Do they know exactly what may have been stored in that building, if anything? And more importantly, we heard from a reporter earlier on the scene who told us that it seemed like something was accelerating this fire, something that made it so large, flames shooting up 100 feet in the air. What was possibly in that building that could have accelerated this fire?
At this point, they just really don't know yet, Curtis. But firefighters, as you had mentioned, they really did have a close call earlier this morning. When they first got here on the scene, they didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. They sent firefighters right into the building, but they also had crews up on the roof who said that they saw huge flames, immediately got those firefighters that were inside of the building, got them out of there, and as soon as they did, about 3 minutes after, actually, the roof, part of the roof, collapsed. And so they had a very close call. They do know, though, that the fire started in the back side of the building, and that's where that is where they are continuing to really just douse it to make sure that this fire here at the corner of 9th and Van Brunt is out for good. But as soon as they can get into that building, we do know that fire investigators are on the scene, so they're definitely looking for a cause, and of course probably taking what the realtor said into account, the history with copper thieves here. Curtis?